A WWE show is getting a major makeover. Plus, we have an update on Malakai Black's AEW status. And the next AEW and NXT head-to-head has been revealed. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. Next week, NXT debuts on the CW. It's a brave new era for Tuesday Night Wrestling.
It certainly is, and a big change coming as well. WrestleVote saying the next era on the CW will be a whole different look. I think there'll be a slightly different NXT logo. Everything that they've heard internally reminds some people of the Las Vegas Raiders. Black, silver, white, clean, metallic almost. So we'll see if that's where they go. So it looks like the black and gold, we saw it go for a little bit back in 2022. We had that lovely rainbow paint splatter effect thing going on. The Art Attack era. We went back to black and gold, and now it looks like we might be getting a little bit of metal.
Yeah, something brand new for the new look, and it's a nice point to start this sort of new look for NXT. I think maybe the design will be, because something with the black and gold, we're so used to it now being sort of the colours for that third brand. Maybe giving it a silver metallic-y makeover is going to put it more in terms of aesthetics in line with Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it, because it does feel like we only just got the black and gold and the yellow back, but it's been a little while now, and they want to present this as a big new deal, and so a bit of a rebrand makes sense. I don't really have any thoughts on like them changing up the logo. They changed it again a few years ago. I think it's fine as it is, but they like freshening things up. We've just seen it with SmackDown, obviously, so we're going to see it with NXT as well.
So the first 2 weeks on the CW are going to be big uns. We've got a show in Chicago at the Allstate Arena with CM Punk, I guess, refereeing the main event between Trick Williams and Ethan Page for the NXT title. And then we'll meet them in St. Louis the following week, where Javon Evans faces Randy Orton.
And I reckon we'll have a few surprises on those shows as well.
Gosh, yeah.
Speaking of which, an update on the WWE Raw Netflix debut.
Yeah, WrestleVotes once again here saying, as discussed on today's edition of WrestleVotes Radio, the location for the first Raw on Netflix appears to be Los Angeles, California, on the 6th of January 2025, while the final Raw on the USA Network will take place in Houston, Texas, the week before. So I think with it being in LA, you've got a lot of opportunity to throw some big names on that first episode of Raw. I reckon we could stick The Rock in there.
Yeah, I'd have Rock or Austin. I think with it going to Netflix, it's so accessible to so many people. Some of those will have not watched any WWE programming or wrestling in general ever, but there's also a lot of lapsed fans, and I think you want to highlight the current superstars. Of course, you've got a tremendously impressive roster right now, but sprinkle in some various era superstars, and I think you do that across the board, even if it's just little backstage segments. It's people to put in the thumbnail, and it's like, oh man, Austin showed up or something like that. You want to bring those people back to wrestling. They have a tremendous opportunity now with it going to Netflix to bring some people back to wrestling, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if they're going to stack it. Of course they are.
Oh, of course they are. This is a really intriguing time, because you're going to have people who are going to be, watching episodes of Gilmore Girls on Netflix, and all of a sudden go, quick, turn that off because there's a live Netflix show and The Rock's just turned up.
Yeah.
Like this is what Netflix have been building towards for a while.
And I know it's a few months away still, but I would suggest that Mr. McMahon documentary, or the documentary series, which was really... It was less about Vince. It was more about WWE. It was a history of WWE documentary. I know those things are intrinsically linked, Vince and WWE, but that will have, that will have got a lot of people who were interested in wrestling or have never been interested in wrestling, interested in seeing what they're doing. So actually, as daft as it sounds, that might work as a bit of a promotional tool. It's on people's minds now.
They were very clever in how they put it together, because and Jack and I watched this and we talked about it, and you can watch that video on our channel right now, how throughout this documentary on Mr. McMahon, there's no reference to the fact that WWE are in the Janelle Grant allegations lawsuit as well. Nope. John Laurinaitis just doesn't exist throughout this thing. And there's, near the end, there is the comment made, and it's talked about how WWE has thrived since Vince McMahon left the company. I think the whole documentary serves to acknowledge the fact that this happened, but in distance and go, but now everything's brilliant and everything's great. They're breaking records. They're a family program. Everyone loves them. Watch them in January here on Checks Notes Netflix. Like I think the way they pitched it was to really get people hyped for this. And like you say, it was a reminder for lapsed fans of, oh yeah, the wrestling. I wonder what's happening now.
I can't wait. I'm really excited. Obviously, like, wrestling's so hot at the moment, especially WWE, but I think the Netflix thing changes everything. I really do think we're entering another boom period a la the Attitude Era. It's a very different world in which we live now, obviously, and I don't know if it will reach quite the heights, but I think it's going to be very, very big on a more mainstream level again, and that first episode of Raw is crucial. Crucial.
TNA about to enter a boom period, I do believe. Their Bound for Glory main event is set, isn't it, Adam?
It certainly is, Tom. Nick Nemeth putting the title on the line against Joe Hendry.
There he is.
There he is. He's not here this time.
No,
I can't
not.
wait for this. He earned a shot by beating Kaz in a number one contenders match on last night's Impact. Kazarian initially looking to have won the bout, but with the help of some brass knucks. However, TNA Director of Authority Santino Marella, can we still call him that at the moment?
For now we can call
him that. What's his name? Anthony Corelli, is it?
Anthony Corelli.
Spotted Kaz's breaking of the rules when the referee hadn't ordered the match to restart, and then obviously Hendry went on to Clay. He's doing it. He's winning the big one this time.
He has to.
Obviously, Bound for Glory, massive, massive, big event. I wonder if they did make a mistake by not doing it a few months ago.
I wonder if they didn't make a mistake by not hosting it in the UK. There was a lot of scuttlebutt about potentially TNA hosting Bound for Glory on this green and pleasant land, and I feel like that would have been, if this is Joe's time, what a great place to have done it. But I think, and that was initially my thoughts when we realised that wasn't going to be the case. But he's done so well in just becoming a global wrestling phenomenon that you can do it anywhere, and it's kind of Joe Hendry country. If you know what I mean.
But I just
think there's a special place with doing it in Scotland or the UK, but
yeah, it's cool and everything. But these things change so quickly as far as hype goes, and don't get me wrong, there's still a load of hype around Joe Hendry, and a TNA World Title win will help reignite that. But it's not where it was a few months ago, is it? To me, they should have capitalized straight away. Joe Hendry's popping up on NXT all the time now. Surely you want him there with your big bloody TNA belt.
That would have made sense, wouldn't it?
I don't know. He's doing it this time. Surely.
It feels like all the optics feel that way as well. Also confirmed for Bound for Glory, the Monsters Ball is back. Come on! I hope they keep the tradition of it when PCO defends his digital media and international heavyweight titles against Matt Cardona in the Monsters Ball match. I hope they keep the tradition where for 24 hours they're not allowed to eat or drink or see daylight, because that was my favourite part of the Monsters Ball thing.
For PCO, they will, won't they? It's so funny, that.
The thing is, they say that, we give them no water, no food, no light for 24 hours. They come out as ravenous, angry monsters. If I did a Monsters Ball match, I'd come out in tears. I wouldn't be in any fit state to fight. I'd feel emotionally abandoned. I would go into the fetal position and cry. I'd be the worst for a Monsters Ball match. No, but because Alex says I'm like a bear. Like if I'm hungry or I'm tired, then I'm useless.
No,
so it's that. I'd be rubbish in a Monsters Ball.
I've seen Grizzly Man. Bears are very aggressive, or can be. You're like a slow Loris. You're cute.
I'll take it.
Chatting him up on the news video. Moving over to AEW now.
Can I have a title card that says Slow Laurie? There he is. Beautiful. AEW flavoured news. Malakai Black. Obviously, his contract status is something that we've talked about quite a bit over the last few months. Wrestling Inc. founder Raj Giri gives us an update.
Yeah, saying Malakai Black's AEW contract is apparently expiring soon. I know Tony Khan stated in 2022 that Black was under contract for 5 years, but the word that Raj is hearing is that it's actually up early next year, and AEW is working to re-sign him. And they continue saying, I've also heard there is major interest in him outside of AEW. He was very much a Triple H guy. He was a project of Triple H during the glory days of NXT. So it doesn't surprise me at all if that's where the interest is, which it surely is. It's just a bit of a surprise because this has been talked about, as you say, a lot. 5 years. That's what we've been saying the whole time. 5 years. He's stuck there for the foreseeable, right? Stuck there. don't want to. I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. He is contracted in AEW for a fair amount of time. So it's very interesting to hear that may not be the case.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one for you. And talking of the good old days, how about one more time for NXT and AEW?
Why the hell not, eh? WrestleVote saying, I can report that on Wednesday, November 6th, NXT will be live on Wednesday due to the election night here in the US. Election night is November 5th. There'll be a lot of attention on who the next United States president is going to be. So in wise fashion, they were able to move their night off of Tuesday. Will be airing the next day instead, Wednesday, November 6th. They are going to be going head to head with Dynamite. I mean, it's a very, very sensible move for WWE NXT to be making for sure, because they would have been obliterated if you, because obviously everybody's going to be watching the election coverage. It goes without saying, doesn't it?
I think this is going to be one of those weeks where you just get every show just gets stacked. Just regardless anyway. I think Dynamite will put some pay-per-view style matches on, as they are wont to do. I think NXT will bring in some main roster stars for some showcase matches as well.
Yeah, and you know what? There's going to be a bit of a hangover even the day after. Obviously, like election night is the big deal on the Tuesday, but on the Wednesday, a lot of people are going to be talking about it, watching the coverage, which will still be ongoing. There's lots and lots happening, so I'd expect both shows to take a bit of a kicking in the ratings that day.
It'll be a very interesting one all the same. And for the latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.